Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live. Yes, we are early. I trust that doesn't throw you too much off your usual programming. I'm running a program, or I'm running a training session actually in the next half hour or so. Hey, Georgina. For a very, very good friend of mine and for her community. So I figured, well, why not come in a little bit early and just get this done. So what just give me 2 seconds. I just want to let you all know first and foremost, before I get into some stuff, which are some things that I've been observing over the last week and a bit, and just a little bit of a bit of permission for you actually, because I know that we're coming into a long weekend and things like that. So what I first of all wanted to remind you, we still have the all access pass up and available for your purchasing pleasure. It's all access to, I put a comment in there just now, access to all of my online courses that I've got sitting in that membership site. There's about 21 in there. Whether you're looking to grow your visibility, grow your positioning, build your personal brand, wanting to know how to build your funnels, how to do ads, how to do, everything like mindset, money, the whole kit and caboodle. It's all in there, waiting for you just to jump on in. So all access is there. If you've got any questions about that, please let me know. The feedback that I've had has been really great, that people are just binge watching me, which I still find ridiculously weird. Binge watching me rather than binge watching Netflix. So, it's up to you, whatever it is that you would like to do. So that's in there. Any questions, let me know. Now that is out the way, what I really wanted to kind of get into today, just a couple of things that I think are really important, some things that I've observed and some things that I've read. So one of the things that I've seen play out have been that people have come into this lockdown scenario, self-isolation scenario, whatever you want to call it, COVID, has been that people have kind of gone, all right, I'm going all in, or they're kind of like not doing that at all, or they've gone all in and then they've run out of steam, and then they're trying to pick back up, or they're trying to just find that drive forward. And I guess the thing that I wanted to let you know is that I think it's okay for you to do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, right? Now, the caveat to that is I think it's really important to establish some sense of certainty. So humans all have a undeniable need for certainty, right? We're wired that way. We look for routine, we look for structure, we look for familiarity. It's why a lot of people, when they go overseas, and I know for me, when we go overseas, I will crave, I think it's pretty common, but I will crave broccoli and cauliflower and vegetables, right? Just something that really almost feels like home. And that just helps with some certainty and you feeling safe and you feeling secure. And so in times like these, we're all looking for some sense of certainty. So I think that it's first of all, I think it's really, you've got to be really okay with you being however you are. And the other thing is I know that a lot of you are dealing with a complete flip in terms of the way that your life runs, the way that your household runs, the way that your children are, the way that your partners are, the way your husbands are, the way your wives are, the way your clients are. We've all experienced some sense of change that is almost being dropped on us like a big fat bomb. Hey Tani, good to see you. And I think there's a lot of self-imposed pressure to kind of keep going and keep being like a bull at a gate, if that makes sense. And for me, I'm in a really blessed position for this to not really, I work from home anyway. So, I've had 10 years of experience in working from home. So it's not really that much different for me. It feels pretty much business as usual. Next week will be a different story, as we have to start supporting the children with their online schooling, because that kicks in on Wednesday, I think, of next week. Probably should check that, mother of the year. So that's going to be a bit of a different thing. But what I keep having to come back to is remembering that you guys haven't had that privilege necessarily. Some of you have, but not all of you have. And I guess like the thing that I want to remind you of and give you permission around is being okay through an adjustment period. What we know is that it takes 21 days to create a new habit, right? So if you find yourself in this completely new situation, then allow yourself some space to kind of like lean in and get into whatever groove is going to work for you, right? So that's that. I think the other thing that I've been observing has really been that like a lot of people have been kind of going on about what they're seeing, like yelling, having opinions at people who are still marketing, having opinions about people who are still selling. And again, I want to give you permission today that if you feel like you need to market and sell or learn or stop or do whatever it is that you need to do, give yourself permission to do what you know that your soul needs, right? And so there might be some things that you do to work out what it is that is. Grab out your journal. Right? Grab out your journal and start writing in there and asking questions in there. If I knew that everything was going to be okay, what am I doing? What feels like the best and the right thing for me to do right now? What is my next required action? So that might be your next required action, might be to close your fucking computer and walk away and go and have a salt bath. Maybe your next required action is to go and get out and go for a walk because you're allowed to exercise. Maybe your next required action is to sink your teeth into a business book. Maybe the next required action is to learn a new hobby. I don't know what your next required action is, but I think the thing that seems to be prevalent right now more than ever is people are like, you've got to do this, you've got to hustle, you've got to dig down, you've got to dig deeper, you've got to do this, and I will be quite prescriptive with a lot of things that I'll say. And I do think that if you're in that mindset where you've got the ability, the capacity, the drive, the energy, the motivation, the inspiration to kind of like go, it will pay off for you right now. But that's not going to necessarily be relevant for all of you, right? Something that I did yesterday. So I spent, you'll be very happy to know that chapter 6 of Into the Spotlight, the first draft of chapter 6 Into the Spotlight is in the can, so to speak. There's a couple of little edits, but basically it's done. So I'm ready to get started into chapter 7. And I think I spent maybe 3 hours writing yesterday. I couldn't break to do the coffee run, right? Because I was in the zone. I'm like, right, while this is still coming, I'm going. By the time I finished that, my husband had come home from work because he had to go and see some growers, and we were, my daughter and all of us actually are currently renovating a granny flat. I think I might have said to you guys a couple of days ago about this. And I was like, you know what? That feels like what I need to go and spend my time doing. So I got all caught up in my writing, and then I've gone over to start helping with the renovating, and I've gone, oh no, like we didn't do the coffee run yesterday. But it felt like the right decision for me at that time. Like the coffee run that you would have got from me yesterday would have been like, oh look, I'm covered in paint. I've broken a freaking nail. I'm really not happy. This, that, and the other. It wouldn't have been like, oh look, we've built a new kitchen, which maybe I will do a live stream from over there. But it wasn't, to me, I didn't feel like it wouldn't have been adding value to you yesterday, right? It just felt like it would have been a blah, 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 blah. Because I felt like I had to tick a box versus feeling like it was actually going to serve a purpose, right? So give yourself permission that there might be some days where you feel like that as well, where you might commit to writing a blog every day, or you might commit to putting some posts up every day. But if it just feels like it's going to be more freaking noise and not of service and being unhelpful, then don't freaking do it, right? Just don't do it. Give yourself the permission to not do that. The other thing that I wanted to let you know, it's Easter Thursday here today. And, I know that some of you are over in the States, so like you're not quite at that long weekend, Easter holiday long weekend. So what I'm doing, it'll be unlikely of me to be showing up in here the way that I normally do. I'm really excited to have four whole days where I can just be in the granny flat, renovating with the family. maybe not so much all the children all of the time, but certainly my husband and I will be in there renovating, and it's unlikely that I'll be doing any work unless I feel called and inspired to do it, and then that's a different story. Hey, Patricia. And you know, that's a different ball game. But the thing is, and I guess like the thing that I really want to hammer home is that it's been a really, you know, no matter if your business has had to flip, no matter whether you're finding yourself now working at home, whether it's pretty much business as usual for you, whether you're still working, you know, regardless of whatever it is that's going on, I really feel like for the majority of you, and I'm going to say like maybe 99.9% of you, I think it's wise for you to take some time out this weekend, right? This whole long weekend, if you've got it, take 4 days where you just chill, where you read trashy novels, where you don't think about work, where you don't think about clients, where you don't think about anything. You know, we always think about our clients, right? But just give yourself permission to stop the noise and just recalibrate and immerse yourselves in a whole lot of self-care. I think it's a really hard time, right? And I think it affects us all at different levels. So I think it's really important just to give yourself, again, the permission to rest, recover, recuperate, sleep in, whatever it is that you need to do, but just chill the fuck out. I would even go so far as to say, you know, don't even look at Facebook if you can make that work. Delete it from your phone for the weekend. The world won't end. You will hear whatever updates it is that you need to hear, and then put it back in on Tuesday. I don't know. I've found for me, I'm looking at it, I'm scrolling more, right? I'm scrolling a hell of a lot more because I'm looking for the information that I've lost, or sorry, that I might have missed, like the latest update or things like that. But you know what? You can go to the ABC or whatever your preferred news channel is, and you can usually see an excerpt from, if there's been a press conference or something like that, you can get the dot point version, so you don't even need to go onto social media. Now, yes, I'm a social media person. Yes, I'm the visibility person. Yes, I'm like, you've got to be on social media. But the issue is, I think that we've had so much thrown at us over the last few weeks that we all need a bit of a detox, is my feeling. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm going to try and be really brave and delete Facebook off my phone. I wonder if I can do that. I wonder if I can do that. It might be a really interesting experiment. Because we spend so much time in there, right? We spend so much time scrolling, flicking, looking for the things, just like literally killing time. Yeah, let's try that. I'll keep the business page on there because, you know, if you guys comment or message or whatever, then, you know, that's a different story. But on the personal one, you know, I don't know. I might make it go. We'll see. Makes me feel a bit like, ooh, all at the same time. So the bottom line is this. No matter what it is that you're doing, no matter how it is that you're being, I want you to be really discerning about the information that you're letting into your minds, right? And into your fields and into your awareness. Take the things that people tell you to do with a grain of salt, like even me, and just think, like, ask yourself this next question. You know, is this the best use of my time right now? Is this the best thing that I can be doing right now? And then if that is, well, what is the next required action that I need to take in order to be able to execute that or do that, right? Just be really smart, be really discerning. You guys are all wicked smart. You're all highly intelligent, highly amazing, of course. Just be really discerning about what you're letting in. The final point that I wanted to make today about this weekend is spend some time in your journal. And one of the things that I think could be really, really interesting, hey Carmen, manic days and CBF days, totally, exactly. One of the things that I'd encourage you all to do is an activity, and something that I do, I try and do this most days actually. That's not probably true. I try and do it like reasonably consistently. So certainly each week, where I write in the kinds of feelings that I want as if I've already got them. So I am like calm, grounded, motivated, inspired, inspiring, motivated, motivating, all of those kinds of things. I also think it's really helpful if you write in the reality that you want to experience. Okay, so get back into writing what you want to be doing, how you want to be doing it, and spending, even if it's 10 minutes a day, in this imaginary alternate reality, right? In your journal. So in your AR, what does your AR look like? Right? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What are you doing? And it might be that you're back running events in person. It might be that you're doing your in-person classes calm, and it could be that you're back in the therapy room, actually seeing people in person. I think it's really important that we start to write in all of those things, or maybe you don't want it to go back to that. And if you don't want it to go back to that, then that's great. Write about what this most amazing alternate reality looks like for you, and spend a good 10 minutes a day immersing yourself in that. Because you'll find that you'll find elements in your day right now of what exists in your ideal day or your ideal alternate reality. And I think it's really important that you do that. So that's me. If you're not in All Access and you want to spend some time learning this weekend rather than incessantly scrolling, then it is nicolajmoras.com/all access without a space. So jump in on that if you're not already in it. It's awesome. Patricia, I was thinking of the journaling act. Actually, need to personally process COVID, as the quiet period is forcing me in a good way to process events of the last 10 years. Yeah, exactly. In terms of the ends of relationships and deaths, I've had so much noise and distraction. It could be a really great time to work through all of that stuff. Absolutely. I think journaling is one of the most cathartic things that you can do, and one of the most inspiring things you can do, kind of like all wrapped up into one. So yeah, I think that's a really great idea. All right, you guys, I am going to love you and leave you. Happy Easter, whatever it is that you end up doing. I may well go live from the granny flat, the renovation central, covered in paint. We'll see. I don't know. We may or may not. Have a really great, fabulous, and amazing day. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome. I will see you, if not before, I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.